Hi, it's Natasha with soldbynat.com here, and today I am with Mr. Kevin Jefferson, the People's Lender. Woo-woo. So we are going to ask a lender today. Before we get started, how long have you been in the industry?
I've been originating loans for about 3.5 years, and prior to that I was a realtor for about 14, so I've been around real estate for about 17 years.
You get the grind.
I get the grind. But yeah.
So speaking of getting to the table, why did I ask for so much information?
Because we want to make sure that Susie Q is Susie Q, and somebody's not using Susie Q's credit. One of the hardest things, Natasha, for me to get as a lender, and I thought it was just me, but when I talk to my counterparts, it's industry-wide. I'm talking about lenders I use back home in Delaware, Maryland. It's for people to give you the right documentation. In the process, the best processor is the borrower, because they have everything that we need. Meaning, we need the most recent 30 days of pay stubs. This is September of 2019. We can't use July of 2019. It has to be September. If you got paid today, we need that statement, even though you gave us the previous. We always need current documentation. We need your most recent 2 months of bank statements, all pages, even if it's blank. A lot of people send everything, but they leave the blank page out. While I know the page is blank, the underwriter's not going to look at it and say, oh, it's probably blank, don't worry about it. They want to know, okay, I don't have page 10 of 10, what are they hiding? Because that's what their job to do, is to figure out what's missing, or is there something going wrong. So we get all of those pages. We get the last 2 years of W-2s and or 1099s. And then we get the last 2 years of tax returns, federal only, all pages and all schedules. And when I say all schedules, here in the Metro Atlanta area, a lot of people have full-time 9-to-5s, and they also have businesses that they operate. And a lot of times, the business that they operate, they do the right thing tax-wise by taking advantage of the tax laws that we have here in the United States and paying less on taxes. However, that typically hurts them, because whatever they lose in their personal business flows over to their own money from their 9-to-5. And if you were making 60 at your 9-to-5, but you lost 10,000 on the business, now it looks like you make 50. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why I tell people, when they know buying is on the horizon and they're self-employed or they have a situation like that, like, talk to your tax professional. Like, writing off everything is great on one side, but then it will hurt you when it comes to buying. Okay, all right, that's great. So as far as we talked about them putting in the application, you told them what they needed. About how long does it take for you to get back to them with a pre-approval, provided they give you all of the right documentation, right?
Yep, provided they give me all the right and all the documentation. So something that I had to learn was I had to set up realistic expectations.
That is huge.
Yeah. Meaning, I've had people give me everything but their most recent pay stubs, and they say, when can I get my pre-approval? And I tell them, I can't pre-approve you without your most recent pay stubs. And they said, well, you see the direct deposits in my account. True, I see the direct deposits, but is that a slow week? Was that a ton of overtime? Was that a partial check because you didn't work because you were sick? So the pay stubs allows for us to maximize the income that we can use for you, and that's beneficial. You may receive overtime, and that check might not have overtime that we can use. So we want to see the bank statements, and we want to see the pay stubs, so we can make sure that we're using the most accurate information to help you qualify for as much as possible. And not get you in over your head. The other thing is that, along with that, we need to make sure that if you're watching this and you haven't started the home buying process, I have a few action items for you to do to make it easier on myself, Natasha, as well as yourself. If you go by Susie Smith, but your name was Susie Jones, and on your license you're Susie Smith, but your bank statements and pay stubs still say that you're Susie Jones, get all that changed so they all look alike. Because if we send it to the processor, she's going to ask us to get letters of explanation explaining if you're Susie Smith or Susie Jones.
Okay.
Because we want to make sure that we protect you. It's not to be hard. We want to make sure that someone is not out trying to purchase a home in your name using a different name. So it has to be accurate, and that will save you down the road having to write a bunch of letters. Now, if you want to write the letters, that's fine, and we can accept it. But I think it's a lot easier in an emotional and tedious process for you to kind of nip some of these things in the bud up front and make sure, hey, I'm putting myself in the best position to purchase this home.
Right, like that is key, setting those expectations. And I know I'm gonna work on doing a better job at that, because once they have it in their mind, they know what to expect. Because I had someone say like, well, I don't like giving people my information. No. So with that explanation, I can see why somebody now, okay, I get it. They have the right perspective going in. This is why they need this stuff. But if they don't know anything, it's just like, why do you do that?
Yep, and that's the thing. Like, I had someone send me their bank statement. Recently, I had one person send me their bank statement where they had cut out the bank statement number, bank account number, and then I had one person send it to me where they had blacked it out. So we had to go back to them and say, I understand you're trying to protect yourself, but we need to know what account this is. It could be the same name, but not your account.
Okay.
So we have to make sure that we have all that information. And, you know, I understand people are trying to protect their privacy. And I know this may sound crazy, but you've already given us your social,
You're right.
which is more important than the bank account number. So definitely give us what we need, and it just makes it a lot easier. The other thing is I try to meet with clients or do a video call so they can see who they're talking to.
Okay.
Because what happens is I'm sending this guy a bunch of documentation that's pertinent to my life, but I don't know what he looks like.
Okay.
I know Natasha sent them, and I don't think she would send me anybody that would take advantage of me, but it's just a comfort level, and that's cool. A lot of times people will not want to meet with me, and I try to push it, but they'll say, oh, you're trustworthy, or Natasha sent you, so I'm good. But the ones that seem apprehensive, I'll meet with you, and we can get that relationship. It makes it a little bit easier getting documentation.
That's good.
I've been to Camp Creek to grab paperwork from people.
Really?
On a Friday.
Oh, and that traffic. You
Yep.
don't know about that Georgia, Atlanta traffic.
Yep.
Yeah, another thing or another explanation that I give, which really sounds basic, but essentially why the lender is asking for so much. Like, people are asking these people to lend you $400,000 for you to buy a house. If somebody asked you for $400,000, you would vet them and make sure that they fit the criteria too. So you just gotta look at it like that. Just provide the lender what they need. Doesn't it make the process go so much smoother?
It does. And that was great that you said that, because I tell people, let's look at it. You're bringing 3.5% of that $100,000, so you're bringing $3,500. I'm providing you with $96,500.
Right.
I need to make sure that this person that we're providing these funds to has the ability to repay us. We understand certain things can happen, that's why we have insurances, but we want to make sure out the gate that we're sending this money to a viable buyer who's going to take care of this house and continue to make payments and live their life and go to other homes, before we just send it to any random person that may foreclose on it in the next 6 months.
Right. And make sure you check out Kevin. Kevin, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook under Kevin Jefferson Mortgages. You can find me on Instagram at The People's Lender. You can also find me on YouTube under Kevin Jefferson, The People's Lender. And I can be found on LinkedIn under Kevin Jefferson Mortgages.
Awesome. Guys, please go and show Kevin some love. He is so knowledgeable, as you can see. Like, thank you for watching. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Like, you have to give this video a thumbs up. We shared some great information today.
Awesome.
So I know it helped you on your journey. Guys, thanks for watching. Again, please subscribe and have a positive, peaceful, and productive day.
Thank you.
Bye.